In today's video, going from 18% body fat down to 10 or 12% body fat, what should your diet look like specific to you and how long is it gonna take? Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and I got a great question on my Instagram direct message about fat loss, and I'm gonna give you guys some very specific answers. And for anyone that's interested, go to my Instagram direct message, send me your questions. And the question goes just like this. Hey Paul, I saw in your YouTube videos when researching my current cut, I'm 195, 6'1", around 18% body fat. I'm aiming to drop to 10 to 12% body fat. How many calories should I aim for? How much of my diet should be protein, carbs, fats? And how long should I expect this to take? Thanks in advance. Well, first things first, I developed a calculator specifically for these questions. So what I did was, for you, I went ahead to my website and I have a calculator located at prophysique.com/calculator. My old calculator, that one's no more. This is a new one, and it's designed for you to enter your information and you to get some assistance in this. And if you're looking for more assistance and you're looking for something to do for the next 90 days and potentially take part in $25,000 cash prizes to a worldwide competition, our 90-day transformation challenge kicks off next week. So I want you guys to jump in and join us. Private Facebook group, over 100 meal plans, training plans, groups, where we're gonna be having open discussions, live videos, and a community that's kind of sharing in your goals. So we're gonna make 2025 great. Now, what I did here was I went to prophysique.com/calculator. You'll see it on the screen here, and I plugged all your information in, okay? So I estimated your age at 35. I put your height at 6'1". I put your weight at 195 pounds. Scroll down a little bit. For weight loss, I set it at the athlete's formula. I also put you as active, training 5 days a week for 60 minutes a session. And when I said you exercise, you're training pretty moderately. Now, this is all estimates because I just used what you gave me. Now, what this says is that your total daily energy expenditure, based on that, your age, all those details, is about 2,850 calories. Now, if you scroll down to the next page, you can choose your rate of fat loss. So I use the suggested value of about 15% of a deficit. You can be aggressive and you can be reckless, but what I find is that it doesn't work as well for the long-term goal. You might lose more immediately, but what's gonna happen is you're gonna hit a plateau sooner, you're gonna get burnt out sooner. So if we do this at 15%, what happens is it gives us about 2,282 calories per day for fat loss. You also asked me, what should your macros be? Scroll down a little further. So what I actually like to do is I like to set the fat to a custom number of 0.25 or 25% of the calories. If you like more fats and less carbohydrates, you can adjust that. You can also adjust your protein. I usually set it for 1 gram per pound if somebody's already fairly lean. If you're not very lean, you can set it to 0.8 grams per pound. And then it's gonna just figure out the carbohydrates as the remaining number, and you're gonna get the numbers that you got here. So what I would suggest is setting your calories at 2,425 based on this calculator. I would also suggest you get about 300 carbs, 195 protein, and about 50 fat. Now, is this going to be absolutely accurate? Well, as a coach, what I do when we do our consultations is we go over things on a phone call. So I get a bit more information, I get a bit more personal, so the plans are a bit more personalized. If you'd like to set up a consultation with a coach at no cost, I'll put that link below, prophysique.com, sign up. But the idea for this calculator is if you've never really tracked your calories, if you've never really been too diligent with your adherence or accountability, this will give you a guideline to shoot for, right? Calories, protein, carbs, fats. Do that for a week and be honest with yourself. If you're not following it, it's gonna be kind of adjusted based on that. If you are following it, after a week, see what you've done. If you haven't lost any weight, that means we're not actually in a deficit. So then you can either change the calculation here or you can add more activity. I put you down at 5 times a week training for 60 minutes. If that's resistance training, you can simply add 5 sessions a week of some cardio, maybe get in a few more steps per day. The way we create the caloric deficit to go from 18% to 10% body fat is, you guessed it, we start to pull these numbers, calories down, cardio up, right? Because what happens over time, as we lose body fat, we actually require less calories to maintain. We actually become more efficient at cardio. So we have this little range. It's going to need to be adjusted as we are trying to lose our body fat. When you hit a sticking point, this is where things like refeeds, things like diet breaks, things like recovery days, are really important. And this is, again, this calculator is not meant to be your coach. This calculator is meant to give you a starting point and then look at things. And again, if you're looking for a coach, we're also doing discounted coaching for the 90-day transformation challenge. I'll put that link below too. Finally, what this calculator actually does is based on how many meals you want to eat, you can put one meal, you can put many meals. It's going to give you a breakdown of kind of where your macros should be for those meals. So for this example, I put it at 4 meals a day. It's about 50 protein, 75 carb, 12 fat. Those are nice sized meals. Those are nice meals. You could do it in 3 meals. You could do it in 2. I wouldn't suggest doing all of this in 1 meal. But the idea here is that what matters is your 24-hour caloric intake, caloric expenditure. How that's broken down is far less important than what the totals are, okay? And it's far less important what foods you eat and far more important how much of those foods you eat. All right, hopefully this addresses the question. And again, if I was gonna give you a timeline, because that's the final thing that you wanted me to answer, 18% to 10 or 12%, it doesn't seem like that far, but I would give myself probably 8 or 10 weeks to get there. And if you're at 195 pounds, you might be looking at the low 180s, just depending on how muscular you are, how much lean body mass you have, how much fat you have. I would always suggest taking longer to get there, then it's much more likely that you're able to maintain it, all right? Let me know if you guys have any questions specific to you. You can go to my Instagram direct message, send them there, put them in the comments below. I love to address these questions, and I hope to see you guys in our 90-day transformation challenge. It's kicking off real soon, and it's gonna be a good time. First live video, and yeah, we're gonna get it started next week. All right, talk to you soon.